Ladies and gentlemen, there are several water crises that are going on across the South, along with a large number of people and businesses with busted pipes. So, this is the Jackson, Mississippi water plant because this was probably the biggest water crisis we have heard this year. But I'm going to show y'all how deep this really goes. Deep freeze, break pipes, create water crisis across South. So days of freezing temperatures in the deep South area that usually freeze for only hours are threatened by dozens of water systems as burst pipes leak millions of gallons of water. The problems were happening Monday in large troubled water systems like Jackson, Mississippi, where residents were required over Christmas to boil water months after the lost service because of a cascade of problems from years of poor maintenance. Can you believe that over the Christmas holidays they were still told to boil water? They also are happening in Shreveport, Louisiana, where some residents had no water Monday. In Selma, Alabama, the mayor declared a state of emergency because the city they were worried that it would run out of water. They said they didn't have enough water for everybody. Workers at a food bank in Greenville, South Carolina, opened their doors to a rush of water and were trying to save $1 million of food. So they had a burst pipe at the food bank and they had to run in there and try to save as much of the food as they could. And they said it was at least $1 million of food in that facility in Greenville, South Carolina. Police departments around Atlanta, and I did a story on this, said their 911 system was flooded with emergency calls about broken pipes. Dozens of water systems either had to boil or they had low pressure. So people were barely getting anything out of their faucets in several states across the South, y'all, not just one location. So, and it just goes to show you when something like this occur, these states are not prepared at all. Not at all. So the culprit was the temperatures and dropping below freezing Thursday and Friday and have spent only hours, if any, above 32 degrees since then. And they're talking about the South where they're not used to this. So water expands when it freezes, bursting pipes that aren't protected. Then, when the temperature rises, those broken pipes start leaking hundreds or even thousands of gallons of water. Over the holiday weekend, businesses were closed, and those leaks can go undetected for days. Yeah, that's true. Some of y'all might go back to your job and it may be a flood in there. All right. So here's some of the places. Charleston, South Carolina. They said the water system spokesperson was talking about the potential of leaks when people return back to their work. Charleston was also under a boiled water requirement for hundreds of thousands of customers that could also close restaurants and businesses. They said the amount of burst pipes in Lexington, Kentucky was unprecedented. The system put out about 50 million gallons of water during a typical winter day. Over the holiday weekend, the output went all the way up to 100 million gallons. More than 400 customers reported burst pipes. So, between unreported leaks, closed businesses, and empty vacation homes, the system figures thousands of leaky pipes are gushing water. So the situation in Jackson was not as dire as August, when many of the capital 150,000 people lost running water after flooding. And yeah, it was a lot of flooding going on down there. Residents had to wait in lines for water to drink, cook, bathe, and flush toilets. But there were people without water pressure, and the city set up an emergency water distribution site on Christmas. Can you believe that? So the people from Jackson, some of them had to go and get water all over again. Mm, mm, mm. We continue to struggle to return pressure to the water system. We are producing significant amounts of water and pushing that into the system, but the pressure is not increasing. Despite those efforts at the plant, the issue has to be significant leaks. They're saying that they believe there are significant leaks in the system that have yet to be identified. And that's why so many people are not getting any water pressure down there in Jackson, Mississippi. The mayor of Selma, James Perkins Jr., issued an emergency order on Christmas Day asking owners to go to their businesses and check for leaks before the city ran out of water. Crews in the city of 18,000 were able to find and fix enough leaks to equalize the amount of water coming into and out of the system. Perkins said Monday in a statement that there was a major leak that hasn't yet been found, and two more nights that are forecast to be below freezing, the mayor said. Broken pipes were also causing problems at individual buildings. Massive leaks was reported at the Alabama State House in Montgomery on Christmas Eve, according to WFSA TV. At the Harvest Hope Food Bank in Greenville, South Carolina, employees opened the building Monday morning and several inches of water gushed out. Broken pipes were spraying water, and workers turned away dozens of needy people, the food bank said. The water cut power to the food bank's freezers and refrigerators. Workers were faced with a double challenge of getting power restored before the food spoiled, and keeping water out of the area. Up to $1 million of food could be destroyed, the food bank said. Wow, that's a lot of food. The forecast did provide good news. On Monday, highs across the deep south were expected to be at least in the 40s, and the freezing temperatures at night shouldn't last as long as till a warm up arrives at the end of the week. And that's how it's going to be here. In fact, tomorrow we're going to be back in the 40s, and we're going to be rising to the 50s and 60s. So it's pretty much over where I am. But, in other parts of the country, it's just going to be a few more days. And most of the country should be out of this entire thing. I don't know about the northwestern and midwestern states. I'm not too sure if they're going to be out of it. I'm definitely going to have to look at the forecast on that. But y'all, please tell me what you think. I did not know it was so many water issues in the South after this freezing weather. And like I said, it just goes to show you one weather event and it can turn everything upside down. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.